10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's not the video we planned on, but it'll do. What's up, Ballsville? How are you doing tonight? It is the start of April, which means a lot of things, especially if you're in these Dynasty Leagues. It means we have the due date for our 2027 payments. We have the NFL Draft coming up on the 23rd of this month, and then we start our rookie drafts right after that. We'll get into it here in a minute, but first let's introduce our co-host, Chris. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Last weekend was bad for my March Madness, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah. Duke with the big choke job there at the end. Nick, I know your brackets didn't go so well to start off with, so maybe you're a little bit more on our side now. We're all kind of at the bottom together. How's your night going, and how's your bracket doing?
Yeah, my night's going pretty good. Thank God it's Friday tomorrow, and my bracket's not doing surprisingly bad now that, Houston being out really sucked because I picked them to win, but somehow I'm in sixth place, so I'm kind of just chilling. Arizona's got to get to the final. That's all I need to happen, but I'm out of the running for sure.
Yeah. I had Duke in one of my brackets, and the other one I had Arizona, so now I'm down to one, and I would need a miracle to kind of catch up to the point leaders. We're going to show you who is in the front of our race for our Bracketville challenge. We'll get to that. Let's dive right into it, guys. We're just going to go through the Ballsville updates right off the bat. We're going to talk about the Highlander game. We'll be rolling for a free entry tonight for which league, Chris?
Tonight is for number 5. I lost it off track right quick, but
the
number
Horseman.
5 is
Headless Horseman.
Yes, Horseman. Yes, Horseman is the one we're rolling tonight.
You see Mike Myers here. This is number 7. This just opened up today. So if you're in the hub, you saw this drop. Go grab a spot there. These are $25 entry. It's a guillotine league where we narrow it down. You start getting paid out if you're in the final 4. So 4 out of 18, reduced is your odds to win cash there. And then there's big money at the end of that, Ballsville style. Go grab a spot. These are filling up. This is number 7 out of 10 that we have planned for this year, our first year. And we are going to switch on over and just roll for the first free entry. So this is number 7, right? This is a $25 entry. If you're in the league and you've paid in, you're one of those 18 people, you're going to get a shot at a BOGO, buy one, get one free. We are going to exclude ourselves. Chris, this is your idea, right? To exclude ourselves as managers. A very charitable and generous gesture. Ethan, Chris, who are managers, excluded themselves. I followed suit. So if our name comes up here, it doesn't count. We're going to roll again. So good luck to you guys. And at the end of this show, we'll roll one more time on this wheel for draft order. So it would have been Chris. But he's taking himself out of the running. He is an honest man. The first 6 free entries, those were sponsored by the managers and the game. These last 4 were sponsored by anonymous donor, and it's going to go to Chiefs Life. So Chiefs Life's entry into the next Guillotine Highlander game is going to be free. So congratulations to you, Chiefs.
Congrats, Chiefs.
That is our friend Craig. All right. So anything else to add to the Highlander game, Chris? Are you excited for this year?
I am so excited. I'm hoping to get a top 10 spot this week because everything so far has been bottom 5 or 6. Let's get in the top 10 at least. Come on.
That's including back to back. Did you get two number 18
So
weeks?
out of the four leagues, the first two I ended up drafting the 18th spot, and the other two leagues that have drafted so far, Sarah's in the 18th spot. So we've both
Gotcha.
got two each of the 18.
Oh, that's rough. All right. Moving on from the Highlander game, we're going to talk about the mini leagues. We have one of the managers here. Nick, you want to tell us anything about the mini leagues and how that draft season ended?
Yeah, it's popping. It's a lot of people drafting at once, and yeah, this current year it grew by over half. So as you can see, the last year's winner, Mean Machine 922 in League 304, Ezio, he on a $4 entry took out 760. So yeah, in theory, I mean, multiply that by 2, and that could be one of us lucky folks. Probably not me though.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you never know, man. That's the beauty of it, is that somebody will win. And like the Dynasty Leagues both had multiple big winners. And then the best ball leagues had one big winner for each of those because of the wagering element. And then a lot of other winners. So it's just how the games work. Somebody will take home money like this off of a $4 entry. And we're happy about all that.
And what's nice about them too is it's essentially like a scratch off lottery ticket. You just buy it, scratch it, and then you pray that you win. You don't really have to do anything else.
Yeah, I would say it's way better odds than a scratcher too, because
for sure.
you get more than just your ticket back.
Yeah.
Game number 1, the Dynasty game. These are Empire Leagues. This is 48 leagues divided by 16 into 3 groups. The Dragons of Dynasty, out of 192 entries, we are down to 27 that are unpaid. Out of those 27, we have 8 of them who have checked in and pledged to pay here in the next week. So just a handful of players we need to get notified and caught up. A lot of people are coming back from taking a hiatus after the Super Bowl. We know that. But with the NFL draft coming up this month, everybody's returning to fantasy football. And then we all just kind of get excited there. And for the heroes, we're down to 20 people that have yet to pay in, and a handful of those have pledged to pay. So it looks like orphan season this year will not be so dramatic. So if you want one of these orphan leagues, you can reach out to one of the managers, myself, Todd, that's TB76, ZBDub808, or Zubicus. And we'll escort you in, give you access to one of the leagues that open up. Otherwise, you can catch it on the Discord in our orphan channel where orphans get posted, but then it's first come, first served. So you got to be quick. Doesn't look like there's going to be much. Nick, this is your second year going into Dynasty. How do you like the game so far?
I like it a lot, man. The only thing I wish is some of these folks want to draft super later, like July or August even. And it's, it is what it is. I mean, there's plenty of drafts going around to keep me busy. But some of these Dynasty leagues get me awfully impatient, but that must be for a good cause though.
That's actually a good question for you, Chris. Do you prefer to draft your rookies as soon as you can or later on before the season?
I like to spread them out, and I know a lot of them go late. So if I had the choice to right now, I'd pick as soon as the draft was over. So early May would be my preference now. But I don't want to be backlogged into having 20 drafts going at the same time because everybody wants to draft in August.
Todd Barber says Dynasty is the best game. It is. So Dynasty has always been my favorite format. I just like the flexibility that you have with trading. And then because you can't have, well, if you're Todd, you can. But for me, I can't have 30 Dynasty leagues. So I can have 30 best ball leagues. So best ball and Dynasty just pair so well. Coming out of Dynasty, the big game is the next game that's going to be coming up. the mini leagues have drafted. That's 80 leagues that have drafted. Our final, I think, like 6 leagues from the final division are still wrapping up. But those leagues will be archived. They finish their season in week 14, and then in week 15 they face each other for the championship, and then they're out of the way for the playoffs, allowing you to focus on your actual fantasy football playoffs. And we pay out by Christmas usually, so it's pretty cool for those leagues. The big game is coming right after the NFL draft. We're actually going to open it up a little bit before for registration, so you guys can go in there, get your league, and then we'll schedule you guys to draft as soon as your league wants to draft after the NFL draft. That's our bread and butter, the big game, and we're actually doing a freebie. If you guys want to be entered in the freebie, you need to go to last week's video and comment the word madness. We'll add you to the list at the end of the show. Roll for a free entry. Bracketville. We plan to have Ethan here to cover this. Ethan is out on a Ethan vacation, I presume. So maybe he'll jump in at the end of the show. But why don't we pass it over to you, Chris, and you can kind of take it over, tell us how brackets are going for you, and just, kind of name off our leaders here.
So Air Raid is in first place. He's got a 13-point lead. You can see on his screen there, he picked all 4 Final Four teams correctly. But if he misses out and one of the other top players there gets both of their people in, he will be overtaken because 16 points is the next round. So it's still anyone's game at the top there.
And this was a free to enter bracket challenge for anybody that wanted to try March Madness. You didn't have to pay for this one. This was for Ballsville players and friends. Just a little give back. And the winner here, there's $75 in prizes. First place is going to get $50. Second place will get $25. And then we have another mini game that we're going to get to in a second. Draft Predictor. This is pretty cool. Nick, I want to pass it to you. Tell us what you know about this game and how you feel about it. Did you do this last year with us?
I can't recall if I did it or not. I don't know if I joined Ballsville after this time. But yeah, essentially you're just picking, like, there's like 7 or 8 players. You guess which conference they'll go into, which division, and then finally which team. And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but the player who guesses the most wins the prize. So yeah, it's first round only. So undrafted doesn't mean undrafted like all 7 rounds. It just means not drafted in the first round.
Right. Yeah, glad you said that. There is an $85 prize for the winner, just one winner for this game. The tiebreaker is built in. The tiebreaker would go to the earliest submission if 2 people tied. So you want your submission to be in early. You want it unedited. If you make any changes, you do have to delete it and repost it, which resets your order in the tiebreaker. But it's a fun way for us to engage into the NFL draft round 1. We're actually going to be all together in the Discord. You're going to have the ability to comment on the spreadsheet. We'll drop it in the Discord, and you can update your scores as we go along with when each player's name is called. The Mekhi Lemons, the Carnell Tates, and you can score your own card. At the end, we might have our winner, and then we just have to verify the score, and somebody's going to win $85. And right now, odds are, I think, like 1 of 14, 1 of 15 or something. But if you're in the hub, go look for the link, our message, any one of us, and we'll bring you in. Just another way to have a little fun with it. Chris, I'm going to pass it over to you. You wanted to talk about some of these trade rumors?
We've got some trade rumors, folks. So are they fact or faux? We're going to find out what everybody thinks of these possible trade players here. The first player we wanted to talk about is Alvin Kamara. We've heard with ETN coming in, is he on the trade block? Does he even want to go? Does he want to, be backup? Who knows? What do you think, Alex? Do you think Kamara is a trade possibility, or do you think something else is going to happen?
Oh man, yeah, that's rough. I don't think he's going to stay in New Orleans. I don't think he wants to play a secondary role. If we remember, he was a secondary player behind Mark Ingram, right? If I'm remembering right. He was the number 2 there, and then when he got the main role, he took off, kind of fell off last year. I don't know if that was injury or if he was just disinterested. But I think if you give this guy a fresh start, I'm pretty sure he still has juice because the last time we saw him on the field, he was still doing Alvin Kamara things. I think the Saints were just in such a talent deficit before Olave reemerged that they just relied on him so much. I think he was like number 1 in carry count midway through last year, something of that sorts. But I just think that he kind of lost interest, and that if he were traded, he would, I'd be in on Alvin Kamara. He's on a lot of my rosters right now.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of splitting differently. I think if he had the option to play for any other team, I think he would honestly just retire. But if he's going anywhere, it's a place where he gets the primary lead back. So for now, I think there's only a few teams maybe that could afford him, or probably has a need for him. Seattle's one of them. I can't really think of another one. Maybe Arizona. I'm not sure, but I know they just brought in Algier. But I'm kind of betting that he either stays in New Orleans or he just retires.
I feel like he's, to put it in context, he's like the last samurai. So he's got that loyalty factor, and I don't think he wants to play anywhere else. I think if they think he's done there, then he will retire. He won't even want to go anywhere else. And I think he'd probably be okay with being the 1B there rather than go anywhere else to attempt to be the 1A. So I'm going to say that he stays on if the Saints will allow that.
I like that.
Next
I think
player.
You have a good point because the Saints are in a weak division. So if he thinks that there's hope there, yeah, that's a good point. He might just stay there and take a little bit less to hang out with the team and see where they go.
Next player on the trade rumor block is AJ Brown. Nick, do you think there's any validity in trade rumors involving AJ Brown?
I do, especially since they just got Marquise Hollywood Brown. I personally think he would be a great fit in New England if they got him. Another team with a lot of assets to trade. We'll talk about later. Just insane cap. I could see him reuniting in Tennessee. Those are my 2 favorite teams. I mean, I don't know. I could see him staying in Eagle next year. I could see him in a different jersey. Only time will tell.
Good point. Good point. How about you, Alex?
Nick kind of read off the pages of my book there. I think that New England would be the prime suspect still. I don't think Romeo Doubs is necessarily a 1, but I think if they had AJ Brown and Doubs at the 2, that would be a pretty great duo there. And Tennessee does make sense. I think that there is a more than 50% chance that he does get traded. I know he's not there mentally all the time. So I would I'm taking AJ Brown whenever he falls to me in the 4th with the hope that he does get traded because I think that the odds are he does.
Me personally, I think Philadelphia is in the boat where they don't want to see what happened last year happen again. So I think they're trying to make a deal happen. I don't think they're getting the return that they want in a trade. New England makes the most sense if he wants to win now. Titans makes the best storyline because he's going back to where it all started. I think that would be an awesome thing for them, for Cam Ward's development. And I don't see that happening. I do think if it's going to be anybody, it will be the Patriots, but that's where I would hope that he would go as Titans because that's a good story. Next player up, we have Kyle Pitts. Alex, what do you think about Kyle Pitts? I didn't even know he was on in any kind of trade rumors before today, so that was interesting to me. What do you think about that?
I don't know. And like we just talked about that division. I think that division is, everybody's going to believe that they have a shot at it. I don't think that they're going to give up an asset. I mean, who's behind Pitts over there? I can't think of anybody at the top of my head. Do you guys know?
No, no idea.
No. So I unless they think that division's out of reach for them, I don't imagine that they would give up Pitts. But I was surprised to realize that as well, that he's up for grabs. Because they just picked up his option or extended him, right?
Yeah. He got his option. Nick, how about you? You feel the same way?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I mean, Pitts was drafted, I believe this is year 4, year 5. He was drafted super young. I think he was only 20 when he was drafted. So he's still one of their youngest assets. I think they'd be wild to trade him. However, I do think he needs a traditional pocket passer, and I know Penix is a pocket passer, but I don't know. I even showed these stats earlier. He had 12 games over 40 yards when Kirk Cousins was at the helm, and he only has five games in his career with Penix at the helm over 40 yards. So I mean, I don't know. I could see him going somewhere else, getting traded somewhere else, but I could also see him staying and them investing in him because I think he's easily the wide receiver too. I know he's a tight end, but he plays a lot like a wide receiver. So I think him in London, that could be a scary backfield. They just need to figure out a few kinks first.
And another big point that I'd like to make is between the salary that they have to pay Cousins and what they have to pay Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't even know what the salary of Penix is. All three of those players, it runs like $20 million at the most because they're only paying 8.7 on Cousins leaving, and they're only paying Tua 1.3. And I don't imagine Penix is on a rookie contract he's getting that much. So, I mean, they've got a lot of money, and I would just try to win now with what you have at quarterback because one of those guys could perform. And that division is weak. I would keep Pitts, and I would build, baby, build. The next guy that we have trade rumors on is Devontae Adams. What do you feel about that one, Nick?
I think the only logical spot, I think he's going to stay in LA Ram first of all. But another idea that I just came up with is him being reunited with Aaron Rodgers over in Pittsburgh. I think him and Rodgers, when he was a Green Bay Packer, they really shined together, and I know he likes his familiar receivers. So that's the only logical spot I could really think besides the Rams. But I mean, I'm kind of banking on him staying, especially with all this Puka news.
Oh yeah, that's a big point too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex?
I would bet my chips that he stays in LA. I don't know if he wants to go anywhere else, especially if they're not going to be a competitor. And then who would that be? I think he belongs as a Ram. McVay did admit that he would have traded him if there was a suitor during the season, but he was instrumental in them reaching the playoffs. I mean, he was a touchdown machine for Stafford. I think as long as they keep Stafford on the roster, they're willing to pay Adams. I think he still got it, even though he's 33, 34. I would put money that he stays in LA. I mean, the weather's beautiful, and I mean, this is a guy that spent a lot of his years in Green Bay. He appreciates good weather.
Yeah, he's got a chance at a ring if he stays. And I think with everything that's going on with Puka, which we'll talk about a little later, I'm pretty sure his usage is not going to go down anytime soon. And he's still got the talent, obviously. Red zone, end zone targets. He'd be a fool to want to leave unless they know something we don't know as far as the Rams concerned and they want to get what they can from him. I would not. But yeah, I would think that Adams stays with the Rams. And last but not least, we have the defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. You see the Cleveland Browns are trying to change the rules where they can trade 5 years for getting the rule changed for 5 years worth of firsts to be traded for players instead of 3.
What do you feel about that? They would have given up that for Watson.
Yeah, for Miles Garrett, I mean, I could see it happening. I think they do have a nice, sneaky, scary defense. So I think it would be wise for them just to keep him. But if they want to keep punting like they have like the last 30 years, why not go for it? I've been hearing a rumor to Seattle, but I'm part of a bunch of Seahawks Facebook groups, and I just don't realistically see us giving up 3 firsts for a 30-year-old edge rusher. I just don't see it happening, but I know some teams have great needs for that position, so I could see him going to a lot of teams, but I could also see him staying put. It's one of those kind of like AJ Brown. I mean, only time will tell.
I think this is more of a we got hosed on the Deshaun Watson deal. Let's try to get some of that back. What about you, Alex?
Oh man, so we've seen this before. Myles Garrett, he's not afraid to throw a temper tantrum until he gets what he wants, and then everything's fine. Which indicates to me that he's more willing to chase the money than he is the ring. I think he's just after greatness. We've seen nothing but greatness from this man. I mean, you want him in Seattle. I would love him in San Francisco. He seems like a 49er player. But I would guess again that Cleveland just coughs it up and gives him the money and gets him to stay there.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about them attempting to trade is that they did set up his contract so that his bonuses come later than usual. So if they deal him before that time, I think it benefits them, and that's why they set up his contract that way. I'm surprised Garrett actually went along with that. But yeah, I do think it's a little too much to ask for a 30-year-old who might not live up to that.
Yeah, it's very similar to AJ Brown in that regard. Like, I mean, AJ Brown is a great receiver. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think anybody's going to meet Philadelphia's asking price. Same with Myles Garrett. I don't think anybody is realistically, unless there's a dire need, going to meet the asking price of Garrett, which I think he is worth 3 firsts. I hope Seattle doesn't spend it. Hopefully the Niners can, because it would be kind of nice to see them not really have a future.
Yeah. There you go.
So do you guys? Wasn't like Romeo Doubs traded for like a third or something?
Yeah.
And he was like the first receiver to go. Yeah, so I don't know what the market value is for an AJ Brown. I think he's like 28 too, right? He's up there in age. But I don't know. I think he's still going to contribute to any team he goes to. Chris, let me ask you, dude. Out of these 5 players, in order of most likely to get traded, how would you put them?
I would put AJ Brown number 1. And honestly, I don't think the other 4 are tradable assets. I think Devontae's worth most in LA. Pitts, it doesn't make sense because you can build around everywhere else. You're still not paying him a whole lot of money yet. Myles Garrett, the cost is just astronomical. Kamara is loyal. I just see AJ Brown is the only person I can see be traded out of these 5 before the season starts.
All right. Next up, Kirk Cousins to the Raiders. Chris, tell us what you think about this, man. What does this do to the value of those offensive pieces over there in Las Vegas?
I think it's a good mentor for Church Boy Mendoza to have one of these clean cut quarterbacks to learn from or get mentored from. And it doesn't hurt that they only have to pay him 11 point something mil for this season. So, I mean, his contract, did you see that contract? 5 years, $172 million. Nothing is guaranteed past this year, but still, I mean, if he comes in and starts the season on a tear, which I'm not saying he couldn't do because we've seen him do it at least in part elsewhere, and he's another full season past that injury. Stranger things have happened. If he wins games for the Raiders or if Mendoza comes in and really struggles while he wasn't struggling. I can see him getting another bag. I mean, if the Raiders cut him because that contract is big going into next season, and he's setting himself up for another. I'm telling you, for next offseason, we're going to be talking the same thing about Cousins. Is he going to be staying in the Raiders organization, or is he going to be demanding 35, 40 mil somewhere else? That's how I see this.
Man, this guy needs to run a master class on getting that money.
His agent.
Yeah, his agent.
God.
Yeah, I think all NFL players should be looking at, who's Kirk Cousins' agent. Nick, so who are you most excited about? Are you excited for Genty, Bowers? I mean, it's not going to be a Jalen Naylor, right? I mean, what does this do for those offensive pieces?
Yeah, not at all for Naylor. I really like this for Brock Bowers. I mean, you saw it in Atlanta, like whenever Kirk Cousins was in there. I mean, Kyle Pitts was shining, and I tend to think Bowers is a slightly better of a tight end. I know Prime Pitts, that rookie year was incredible. But I think this really benefits him the most, especially if they end up starting him. I know at 1-2, I'm still taking Mendoza, but this kind of raises some uncertainty. Like, I know he's like 99% sure going to get drafted by the Raiders, but that 1%, I think it's growing a little bit more now. So I don't know. Will the Raiders take him or Arizona? But I think this is a good move for the Raiders. I think Kirk still has a little bit more in the tank to prove. So I like it. I mean, Genty's going to shine too with Linderbaum there too, and that line's just going to keep getting better.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. If you're a Raiders fan, I think this is your year where it's going to pay to be a little optimistic. I think they made a lot of the right moves, and I can't wait to see one of this storyline play out. Every year there's like different storylines. Is it Brady? Is it Belichick? Stuff like that. We're gonna see what the Raiders organization has pulled together. We were gonna get into a segment of what if, where we were gonna line up the teams with the highest salary cap with the free agents that are left on the market. It's not too impressive. We have like the Tyreek Hills, the Stephon Diggs, Juwan Jennings, and such. But in the interest of brevity, and because we want to get to the trade talk segment, we're going to go ahead and skip this for next week. Next week's going to be a little bit of a bigger show. We're going to have orphans that will highlight and try to sell off on the podcast. And we're going to have the reveal of when we're going to open registration for the big game. We have that to look forward to. And it's just going to get a lot more exciting as we go along, guys. At this point, we've drafted 80 of the mini leagues. We've filled 48 leagues for Dynasty, 6 for the Highlander game, which is the new game. Coming up next is the big game. And then after that, we're going to open up the gauntlet game. And then redraft is the last to open closer to the season. We find that redraft is more for the fair weather fans, the people that just want to come grab a league and play the season out. Those people are typically the ones that donate to you guys, to the ones that are plugged in right now. By the time redraft season comes around, you guys are going to be ready to rock. So moving into the trade talk.
Trade talk. Ballsville is excellent.
Cool. And if you guys are still watching, go back to last week's real quick, that show, and go comment Madness. We're going to take note at the end of the episode here and roll for a big game entry. That's a $4 value. And then when we come next week with a big show, we'll do a live on air free giveaway. So make sure you're here for that. Jumping right in, coming out of Shelob, this is Deadly Ambition getting Bashal Tootin and giving up Jalen Coker and a 2027 second. That 27 second is I don't know. Let's go to Nick. Tell us what you think that value is, whether it's an early, mid, or late second. You're the dude plugged into college ball. So how do you see this trade?
I mean, it just depends on if it's a mid or if it's an early second. I think 2027 is going to be one of the best, one of the deepest classes that we've seen in a long time. Think of like the Bajan class. I think it's going to be kind of like that. But dissecting this trade, I tend to lean the Tootin side a little bit. I do think he's slightly overvalued. I think Jacksonville could either draft somebody or bring in one of those free agent running backs. I think Kamara there might work. It could probably still happen, but yeah, give me the Tootin side.
What about you, Chris? You agree?
I agree. I like Tootin. I've been drafting some of him, and I think the risk is worth the reward. The reward you can get will outpay the risk here. So give me Tootin here.
That's going to go for me as well. As much as I like the 2027 second, and I believe that could end up being the best asset in this trade. I think Coker's upside is wide receiver 3 plug-in value at best, maybe a bye-week player. But I think Bashal Tootin, if he hits his upside, I mean, he currently is the RB1 on a upward trending Jacksonville team. I'll take the Bashal Tootin side. That's 3-0 for Deadly Ambitions in this
I
one.
would say what worries me about Tootin though is at North Carolina A&T and Virginia Tech when he was in college, he had a lot of fumble issues. So I don't think he's slightly ready for that RB1 role, which kind of makes me a little bit wary, but I do still like the upside.
Well said, well said. Okay, moving on out of the Smog, which is one of our most active trades leagues, in part because of Brady. Brady is going to get Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins. So he's getting the Cleveland running backs, also getting George Pickens and a second for next year's draft. He is giving up Tedero and McMillan, RJ Harvey, DeAndre Swift, and a 2027 third. Chris, we'll go to you first here. A lot to unpack. How do you break down this trade, and who do you think won?
This is very close to me, but I really, really, really like McMillan. I think he's going to be the next breakout player in the league. I mean, that's a deciding factor to me. I believe he's the best player in this trade. Pickens had a really great year last year, but I don't see Dallas continuing to make him a top 10 wide receiver with Lamb on the team. And Lamb is not going to he's going to start causing trouble if he's not the most targeted guy on that team. So Harvey and Judkins, I mean, flip a coin there to me. Sampson is just, he's fluffed back up to Judkins. I like Swift over Sampson. That third to second really doesn't move the needle with McMillan over Pickens in my eyes, and that's how I view it.
We'll throw the comments up. You guys can weigh in, pick which side you think is walking away with the victory here. So you picked the McMillan side because of McMillan, right, Chris?
Yes, best player in the trade.
Do you agree with that, Nick?
I do. I think this is an extremely close trade, but yeah, give me that McMillan side. I do really like that Cleveland handcuff, especially with Jerome Ford out of the picture. I think Sampson, we've seen it a little bit when he stepped up when Judkins got injured and early on in the season. I like that side. Pickens, I'm kind of weary. I'm worried that he'll still have the same productivity he had last year, but yeah, give me the McMillan side.
So that is 2 for Jimmy Wojo. I am actually going to take the Brady side here. I think that McMillan and Pickens, Pickens is definitely the 2 there in my eyes, but I think the 2 in Dallas is worth as much as the 1 in Carolina. And Carolina, weaker division. I don't see them scoring as many points as they do over there in Dallas. I don't like RJ Harvey. I didn't understand why he went so high and how people were so optimistic there. I guess now because his only competition is Dobbins at this point, that could pay off. DeAndre Swift is going to be somebody that I find with a downward trajectory. I think we've seen his best productive years. He's going to be splitting with Monange in Chicago. And you're getting the second and giving away the third. I think Judkins has the potential to break into the top 12 running backs, but I don't think that's or Swift. So I think you have the potential to get a top receiver, move sideways at that position. You get the second for the third, and you're getting the best running back in the deal. I would take the Brady side here. So 2-1. Anybody in the audience weigh in on this one?
See a lot of T-Mac Ted side.
Pete Gross says, I'm worried Pickens is going to be raise a stink on the franchise tag. Could be. Samson is the worst player in the trade. Yeah, I agree with that. T-Mac for Pete Gross, and Todd Barber agrees with you guys. So I might be on an island here, guys, but I have more faith in Judkins than I do those other running backs. This one, our friend JoJo, he's getting Devonta Smith, Sean Tucker, and the 309. He's giving up Jaden Higgins, Mason Taylor, and next year's second-round pick. We'll go to you first, Nick. Tell us how you see this trade and who won.
Probably an unpopular opinion, but give me the Higgins side. I like his upside. Mason Taylor, I think he's still growing into the league as a good tight end, but I think only time will tell. He was only a rookie last year. I liked what he did when he was a LSU Tiger, and that 2027 second looks really enticing, but JoJo definitely didn't get a bad deal. I like Devonta Smith. He should have a bigger role next year. Tucker, I don't really see him much as a dynasty option. All he does is get put on like the 1 or 2 yard line and get a touchdown, which is great, but it's not very productive. But yeah, give me the Higgins side.
Chris, what do you think?
I think Higgins is going to grow with that offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Dell. I trusted him last year, and the more I think about it, I think Higgins will grow in that offense. The second-round pick over the third-round pick, you're still going to be able to find a really good player in 2027 in the second round. Taylor, he was highly coveted last year, and I do believe that will change as far as his outlook. This year, people are going to be down on him, and he's going to surprise eventually, I believe. Devonta Smith is perfect in best ball. He's so inconsistent. Some weeks he can get you 25, and other weeks he can put up 5 for you or less. Tucker really doesn't do anything for me right now. I would take the Higgins side as well.
That's going to be 3 of us. I think Mason Taylor still has a pathway to elevate his stock. Sean Tucker, we've seen him do well. He had a game here or two when all the other backs were injured where he was able to perform, and then he did just vulture goal line touchdowns at the end of the season. Pretty frustrating if you're a Bucs fan. I know Rachaad White's out there out of Tampa Bay now. We'll see how that plays out. So it would be 3 for the Higgins side, but we're going to throw a little monkey wrench in this one. All right, guys, it is July, and A.J. Brown has been traded away, and the only receiver that they brought in was somebody in the second round. We'll say it was or we'll say like a third round. Chris Brazel is the only competition that they brought in. It's Devonta Smith. We'll go to you, Nick. Do you still take the Higgins side here?
You know, I do. I've always liked Hollywood Brown too. They acquired him in the trade, or actually it might have been free agency. I'm not sure. But yeah, I still like the Higgins side. I think he's got a lot of upside. Mason Taylor, we're yet to see him boom. I think he's gonna pop off this year, and that 2027 second looks really good. I think Tucker might have a little bit higher of a role next year with Rachaad White out of the door. But yeah, I still think it doesn't move the needle for me.
What about you, Chris? Does that influence your result there?
Is Jalen Hurts still the quarterback? Did they get rid of the tush push? I mean, that's still around, right? That gives them even less options to throw the ball to, and they weren't really all that great throwing the ball last year. So I don't see how
Right.
that really helps him. They're just going to put their best guy on him. The defenses will. I still would go with Higgins' side.
So somebody in the comments says, without AJ Brown, Devontae would still be inconsistent. I tend to believe that too. I think Devontae Smith, if he was ever given that number one role, I don't think that defenses would struggle too much to shut him down. He's quick and twitchy, but he is undersized. If you get a body on him, God forbid too, I don't think he's going anywhere. And Jaden Higgins is one of the players that is a sneaky value right now, because if he is the number 2 going into the season, even with Tank Dow coming back, I think that it's going to be his position to lose, and there's a lot of opportunity there. Plus the second, just kind of sways me. So all three of us would agree without AJ Brown, it would still be the Higgins side. So props to Brady. That's 2 Brady for you tonight. Coming out of Kaiju, this one's straight up. This is DJ Ethan, who didn't make it back on. He got Alec Pierce for this year's 112. Nick, we'll go to you. Who do you see at the 112, and who won this trade?
I think Ethan wins the trade. 112. I like to see like an Emmett Johnson there, maybe like a Denzel Boston type player. We'll get more clarity after the NFL draft, but yeah, give me the Pierce side. I like the upside, and I like what he did last year, and he's progressed every year since he came into the league.
What about you, Chris?
I agree. You don't pay him that kind of money and not throw the ball to him. The 112, there's only six to eight really decent choices this year for first round picks. I would take Pierce all day.
I agree with you. Certain draft years, if you're looking at the 112, you might have an opportunity to get like a sneaky player there. Say like a Jadarian Price goes to Seattle, and it kind of builds, it pushes back where the value drop off is. But right now, I think we all kind of see the value dropping off after a pick like 6 or 7. So for it to get to number 12 and make that a more valuable asset, I don't think it's going to happen this year. And Alec Pierce got the bag. They're going to have to feature him. Michael Pittman's out of town. I like this trade a lot for Ethan. I think it's a landslide, actually, kind of a steal. So I think he has wide receiver 2 upside, but I still value him over anybody that you're going to find at that 12th spot. So another 3-1 for Ethan here. So I didn't remember to save what league this was from. It's going to be a hero or a dragon, but we have Jay Morris getting Omarion Hampton and Daniel Jones, and giving up Luther Burden, DeAndre Swift, Bryce Young, and the 206 to Dead Man Soul. Did he get enough for those players, Chris? Who do you think won this trade here?
It's hard to say because I got rid of Burden. I was lower on him than I should have been. Hampton is a big upgrade over Swift. But I like Young more than I like Jones. So
Wow.
For me, I kind of like Dead Man Soul's side on this.
You agree, Nick?
Yeah, I think it's a really even trade, but give me Dead Man Soul. I really like Burden. I said it when he came into the league out of Missouri, that he was going to be the number 1 wide receiver in Chicago someday, and that's it's now year 2, and he's the true wide receiver 1. I like Swift there. He's getting a little bit older. I would like to have seen like a handcuffs type situation in this trade, but Bryce Young, I think he's also on the uprise, and that 2.06 is a dart thrower that could turn into like a Hollywood Brown, he was taken in the second round of a lot of rookie drafts his rookie year. But yeah, I mean, Morris didn't get a bad side by any means. Jones really found a second coming in Indiana, and Hampton, I think he's got a lot to prove.
So I'm amazed that you find Bryce Young to be a little bit better than Daniel Jones. I think Daniel Jones, even in those terrible years in New York, was still putting up quarterback one numbers. He's kind of done it over and over again, and like you said, he's comfortable in Indianapolis. They give him the money. He's their quarterback. I think they believe in him. He's going to have plenty of opportunity. He's got pretty decent weapons there. But I put way more stock into Luther Burden than I do to Omarion Hampton. I think he's probably the best player in this trade and is probably going to hold value the longest out of all these players. So if you're telling me it's like Hampton for Swift in a second, that would be an undervalue. But I'd take Luther Burden over Hampton. I would take Daniel Jones right over Bryce Young. So if I got like Swift and Bryce Young for Daniel Jones, I might be okay with that. And you're getting the second on top of everything. I like Dead Man's Soul side of this. But I'd rather have my wealth be in the Luther Burden receiver than the unpredictable running back. We saw Hampton last year get the opportunity and not be able to hold up. I think a lot of his value is projection. I don't think that he's really lived up to it yet. We only saw like 2 portions of a game last year or something, right? But that O-line should get a lot better. So I think we all picked Dead Man's Soul here, right? Once again.
Yep.
All right. So congrats to you, Greg. We like your side. And one thing we should do, guys, is get better at clipping these so that we can revisit them later on in the year and see how they played out, right? That'd be pretty cool. Moving on, we have Kraken, and it's Dynasty, guys. So we're zeroed in. Best balls died off for the month, and we're zeroed into Dynasty. So with us getting in there and prompting people to pay in, it creates a stir. And then our players are always active, looking to trade, and we have a lot of these cool trades to bring to you. This one, we have Malik Neighbors and Malik Willis, 2 Maliks and the 206. Coming to field trip, and he's giving up to Deadly Ambitions again, who was just in a trade. Aronde Gadsden and Puka Nacua. First of all, Chris, I know you're aware of the Puka Nacua allegations. I don't know if it's proven yet, but tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, geez, he's in rehab now of his own doing. He wants to start making better life choices, and I believe biting blonde dancers is a good thing to get away from him. So, and whatever remarks he might make that are inappropriate. So yeah, he can make better decisions. I think this is more along the lines of a PR stunt than anything else.
What about the trade here? What side do you like?
I'm probably going to get blasted for this, but I like field trip side. I think Neighbors, when he comes back, is better than Nacua. I'll die on that hill until he proves me otherwise. Willis, we don't know, but Willis with the second round, if you're in need of a quarterback and he pans out, his value is worth more than Gadsden, so I would take the chance. I like field trip side.
So I'll actually jump in here because as much as I don't believe in Malik Willis, I think the value of having a quarterback 3 on your roster during the season, I think that pays off. So anytime you're getting a quarterback and you're giving up players that aren't quarterbacks, I kind of favor that side because I like building that quarterback depth. There's going to be a time where you can sell that player during bye weeks and get some of the value back. I do like Nacua over Malik, but with all these weird things that keep coming out with the guy, he could be another head case. He's already outperformed expectations in the NFL, and I think that I think we've seen the best of Puka. How long he stays up there, I don't know, but I don't think we've seen the best of Malik. So I would take the field trip side. I don't think Gadsden is as valuable as his ADP is showing. I'd rather have the other pieces there. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in this league, and I actually think I posted a meme in reaction to this. I wasn't very
Was
much
it this?
a fan. No, it was one of the stinky memes, like the gifs. So I call deadly ambitions. It's more like gluttonous ambitions. I think he wins this trade by a mile. I I mean, I'm not sold on Malik Willis. I think he's highly overvalued at the time. But if I was to dive into this league, I mean, field trip, he's clearly tanking or doing like a soft rebuild. Malik's his quarterback too. He does have the 1.2, and he'll probably take Fernando Mendoza. And I do agree. Some people say that Aronde Gadsden's slightly overrated, but I think Nakua is easily the best player in this trade. I think he's only kind of got a little bit of a head case. Hopefully he doesn't turn into an Antonio Brown type player. But I think give me that side by a mile. I do like Malik Neighbors a lot, but I don't think he's quite in the same tier as Nakua if he has a full year of health. And if he shines with Dart, I think I could revisit this later in the year and it could be more even. But at this time, yeah, Nakua side.
Okay, so this one has a split. Nothing wrong with that. Difference of opinions. I've got Nakua in a 32 team league, and it was like pick 226, so it was like late in the second round. It is an IDP league, but in other rookie drafts, he was going in the third round. So the guy has already returned so much value. And on the opposite side, you have a highly talented prospect, Malik Neighbors, who we've seen do it. For me, I think that the upward arrow for the Giants as an organization kind of, closes a gap between Nakua and Neighbors. But I agree with you that Puka is the better value right now. And that's it for that, guys. We have just the draft order for our Highlander game, and then we're gonna roll for a freebie and get out of here. We have 10 entrants, and we are gonna add Zubicus and Joey. All right. So 1 to 12 odds at the freebie, but for now we're just going to kind of roll into draft order. A question of the day. Let's see. We didn't really prepare that. Let's just go with best movie. What's your favorite movie, Nick? You got one?
Oh, well, like what genre? Narrow it down a little bit for me.
Let's go sci-fi. What's the coolest sci-fi out there? And this is Todd gets pick number 18. We're going to climb the ladder. 18. Next up is going to be number 17.
So sci-fi, I'll lump it into this category. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I got it tattooed on my quad last March. Give me Lord of the Rings, the whole trilogy.
I expect to see that tattoo in Discord.
Yep.
So we'll see what that is. That's pretty cool, man. Lord of the Rings. I think Two Towers is the best one there.
Oh yeah, agreed.
What about you, Chris? If we're picking best sci-fi movie out there, what do you got?
Well, sci-fi. I'm a big Marvel fan, so I'll do all the Marvel movies. But if we're just talking movie, I don't know if you'd consider this sci-fi, but I love Constantine. Constantine is my all-time favorite movie.
Oh yeah, definitely sci-fi. That has some cool characters, man.
Wait, old Marvel or new? I like old Marvel, but I mean that's just me.
I like them all.
I like original Spider-Man.
You can stay right there, dead man. That's right.
All right, we have our first 7. Sorry for cussing. That doesn't count there. That was the roll for freebie. So it was Chiefs Life. So 18 is Todd Barber. K-Dog at 17. 16 is Grizz Tony. Degen Ethan at 15. He's going to like that. Deadman Soul at 14. So yeah, that Constantine is cool, man. I like Hellboy too. I think that's a pretty cool movie. But my favorite sci-fi movie, oh crap. my favorite sci-fi movie, it has to be Pacific Rim. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. It's not like really mainstream. But it's just, cataclysmic monster events and, humans doing what they got to do with mechs it's very comic booky. I think it's a really well done movie. Zubicus, number 11. Still on the board, Chris.
Yeah, I know. And I'm still on the board here, too. Good.
Sneaky Bull. So that's actually Zubicus's best friend. They're going to be drafting back to back, so I know they're going to get a kick out of that.
To build off that, what's your favorite football movie?
Oh man, The Replacements. I love The Replacements. Does that count?
Remember the tight ones.
The tight ends.
I don't know if I've seen The Replacements. Mine would either be The Longest Yard, or I really like Varsity Blues too. That's a great one.
You know what? I'm gonna change mine. The first football movie I watched was Any Given Sunday with Jamie Foxx and Pacino and Cameron Diaz, and I was like, this movie just has a whole new element to it. I love that movie.
Nice.
What would you say yours was?
It's either Longest Yard, the new one with not the new one, but Adam Sandler one.
Oh, that's great.
Or Varsity Blues.
Yeah, Varsity Blues too. Shout out to Gridiron Gang with The Rock. That's a pretty good one.
Oh, yep. I love that one too.
Goat 8102. That's a new to Ballsville name there. Welcome in. We are down to our top 5. Still on the board, Z Ready, Batmax, who looks like he's going to be number 5. R. Smith, Pressy, and Chiefs Life. Here we go. Top 4. Nick, you have anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
May everybody have a good Final Four and championship weekend / beginning of next week. It should be a fun time.
Absolutely. Top 3 looks like Z Ready. Oh, it's between Chiefs Life and Pressy. Here we go. Good luck, guys.
And happy Easter, folks.
Yeah, happy Easter. Exactly. Pressy, I saw somebody say Mandela effect. Easter used to be on the 3rd, Sunday of April, and now it's on the 1st. And I was like, I always thought it was the 3rd. This threw me off. Chiefs Life. All right, so we have our draft order. Chris, you have anything before we rolling it out of here?
No, just ready for some more leagues to start drafting. Oh, which reminds me, we have a league.
Yes.
We have a league going tomorrow night. It's another one of the one-offs. Winner take all, $5. I'll be putting it in the Discord and the Sleeper Hub. Anyone is welcome to join. We're drafting at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night. So if you're available for a fast draft, minute clock, come on down.
Absolutely. Yeah, glad you mentioned that because we were supposed to say that at the top of the show and forgot. All right, guys, we have a 1 out of 12 shot of winning a free $7 best ball entry. This is our favorite game. This is our original game. This is what started all of Ballsville. K-Dog, I'm going to go ahead and throw your name up on the list. Make sure you go comment Madness on the last video. All right, you guys watch out because he loves to win these freebies. So 1 out of 13. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And these are 10-team best ball leagues.
Not today,
look
folks.
at that. Yeah. Mr. Christopher, our very own. So congratulations, sir.
Yeah.
All right, guys, before I get out of here, I want to thank our gentleman here for showing up. Thanks for being part of the show. We always have a lot of fun with these. The main goal of the podcast is not to break it big in the industry. We're just trying to deliver the Ballsville updates to you. Right now is the downtime before things just get out of control. Because as soon as the NFL draft is here in 3 weeks, we're going to be doing our rookie drafts. We're going to be doing our big game drafts. And then we're going to start opening up the gauntlet game and a lot more freebies, a lot more mini games, best ball mini games for the Dynasty Leagues, filling orphans. A lot to look forward to over the next couple of weeks. And we hope that you join us in the hub, in the Discord, where you can be the first to get this information, maybe take an orphan or two, and continue to roll with us. So for me and the group, guys,